really inspired us. Everyone should be looking at the potential of the 3C initiative. And during the Warsaw, the second summit that was in Warsaw in 2017, we have actually realized that we need to get more involved. We as a development bank, we need to be more practically involved and to support, to start looking for a perfect way how to converge this initiative into having an actual impact on developing the economies in the region. And we realized that we actually already have a perfect tool for that is in front of us, which is an investment fund. We as a BGK, we were involved before in a number of European investment funds together with other development banks from European Union. But so we realized that's actually a perfect tool for the 3C initiative. Why don't we combine our forces, the insights that every single development bank and development institution have on its own country, and combine this with this tool, which is the Luxembourg-based investment fund, which is perfectly understandable for the financial world, financial investors, and create something that will give access to the growth potential of the region, both to us as the benefiting economies, but also to the investors to actually make it possible to benefit from the growth and stability of the region. So that was end of 2017. We started talking to our friends from the region, from our other development banks and development institutions. And since you can say from beginning of 2018, we started pretty regular meetings that effectively in the summit, during the summit in Bucharest, we signed, the 6 development banks signed a letter of intent, and the formal work started on the fund, on actually investment strategy, jointly developing investment strategy, the bylaws of the fund, etc., etc. And only 8 months later, in May 29th of May in 2019 in Luxembourg, we were ready to found and sign the Foundation Act of the fund. Well, the 2 first banks that were ready to sign was Exim Bank of Romania and us. But it's more of a function that although we are all the development banks, but we are living our own life in our particular countries, in our particular setups and regimes, and we have, it seems that we have pretty larger flexibility of how we can manage the formal aspects of the fund. Now, after that, we launched a tender process, a beauty contest, if you like, to find the best fund manager and, in particular, investment advisors. And the next year, in February 26, in Latvia, the final signature was put down, and the fund became fully operational, with Amber appointed as an investment advisor to the fund. Now, only two weeks later, the big lockdown happened on the entire Europe, but despite that, the team was efficient enough to review over, well, almost 100 projects, if I'm not wrong, and many of them from the priority list. And in October and December last year, the 2 first investment happened. As we mentioned before, I think the one is called, the first one was a cargo unit, which is the rail transport leasing company with a huge potential in the region. And the other one is the green energy investment in IT technology in Estonia. In the meantime, the other banks have been joining the fund. So currently, we have 9 shareholders. Well, alongside the Exim Bank of Romania and us, and of course Bulgarian Development Bank, there is Altum from Latvia, there is Vipa from Lithuania, SIIT from Slovenia, Habor from Croatia, Exim from Hungary, and then there are the Estonians with direct involvement because they don't actually have the development bank. So, again, to sum it up, the fund is created under the International Financial Luxembourg law, which is perfectly understand, which is standard in the international financial world. It operates on a fully commercial basis, so its aim is to provide a return, actually quite interesting return to its investors. We believe there is a potential of attracting up to 5 billion euro into the fund. Well, currently we have about 1 billion euro already committed. And what is particularly important, the fund is opened on other shareholders, which in particular I mean the international financial institutions like EIB, EBRD, or the World Bank Group, and last but not least the private financial investors from the entire world. The objectives of the fund are pretty much linked to the focus industries of the initiative, which is the energy, transport, and digital, and the fund is investing into commercially viable projects that are to improve the connectivity in these three areas in the 3Cs region, and to contribute to acceleration of the growth of the economies. Some more detail, I think it might be actually quite interesting to realize. Now the fund from technical perspective looks a little bit like a limited liability company, with the investors as shareholders, and we have these three very important types of investors. One are the core sponsors, which are the development banks from the region. Then there are the international financial institutions, so the people like EIB, EBRD, or World Bank, IFC, this kind of institutions. And again, last but not least, the global financial private investors. And from our perspective, from BGK perspective, we can tell you there is a lot of interest in the world and potential for that. And I believe we are now, with valid investments, with proven concepts, we are now entering the stage of actually tapping into that investment potential. Now, there is a supervisory board, and it's probably worth to notice that every country from the 3Cs initiative is envisaged to have its representative in the supervisory board to stay connected what's going on in the fund. So, for instance, the Czech Republic, although they are still not, they are sort of finalizing the access as a shareholder to the fund, they already have appointed representative to the supervisory board of the fund. There is also the management board of the fund, with every shareholder having its seat available over there. And there is the fund itself. The key service providers to the fund are the first-class quality advisors, the Ernst & Young as an auditor, the Cameron McKenna as a legal advisor, and the Credit Suisse as a depository agent.